Hey Lynn's Foodies, welcome to another session of Cooking with Lynn's Beef Bacon Jam. I have lots of readers from all over the world who don't eat bacon. They've long been asking me for bacon recipes, specifically of course beef bacon recipes, and beef bacon jam is right at the top of the list. So what is bacon jam? It is not jam as we know it here in the UK and perhaps in many other parts of the world. Beef bacon jam is really beef bacon chutney to be eaten as a sweet and tangy topping, side, a dip, as you would eat any regular chutney. It's fantastic in a sandwich, it's fantastic with cheese. It makes a great topping for canapes. You can use it in so many different ways. Like I said, just like you would use your favorite chutney. So go get yourself some beef bacon, or if you're a bacon eater, go get yourself some bacon, standard bacon, and follow along in cooking this recipe. So the recipe itself is super simple. We've got beef bacon, of course, with lots and lots of fat. Now, if you specifically want halal beef bacon, you will find the link to two companies, online companies here in the UK. You'll find the link in the information part of this YouTube video. Or if you're watching this on Instagram on my IGTV, you'll find it in the post description. So, besides our bacon itself, the bulk of the recipe is made up of onions. Now I love my onions, so I've got two. You can use one. This is about medium large sort of size. You can use one onion if you like, two onions. It's a matter of taste. A lot about this beef bacon jam is a matter of taste. How sweet you want it to be, how tangy you want it to be. Do you want it to be a bit spicy? That's completely up to you. So I'm going to give you a template, so to speak, and you can adjust the flavoring and the seasoning as you like it. So besides our bacon and our onion, we've got some brown sugar, and the other sweetener in here is maple syrup. Maple syrup adds a beautiful caramel flavor to our chutney or our bacon jam. And you can use just one or the other, or you can use two, both of them, for an added layer of flavor. Besides our sweeteners, we've also got balsamic vinegar. Now many people tend to use just cider vinegar for this recipe. I love balsamic vinegar. Again, another sweet, so I don't use as much sugar as you might find in other people's recipes in a standard bacon jam recipe. So I've got some balsamic vinegar. I love the sweetness, the depth balsamic vinegar adds to anything you add it to. So that's what I've got here, and that's the only vinegar I'm going to be using. Now besides that, I've got some freshly brewed espresso, strong espresso. Coffee and meat make a great combination. Think of coffee as a spice when you use it in a marinade. So we'll be adding a little bit of coffee to our jam, and we're going to be cooking it away with everything else. Now apart from that, there is one particular ingredient, optional ingredient, that you may or may not want to use. We've got bourbon or bourbon whiskey. Of course, if you're doing the halal beef bacon jam route, then completely omit this. Your jam, your chutney is still going to be amazing. So we've got a little bit of that. Most of the alcohol is going to be cooked away. And then this is completely optional. I always have lots of chipolatas in the house. Chipotles, if you recall from a few videos back, are dried, smoked, red jalapenos. Not particularly spicy, many would call it mild, I call it medium. So they are smoky. Smoky, smoked bacon, by the way. I did mention that earlier, not just any ordinary bacon, we want smoked beef bacon. So this is completely optional. I like a little bit of spice in my chutneys, so I'm going to just take a pair of scissors and just use one of these, and I'm going to not even bother soaking this. I'm going to snip, 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 snip and add it to the recipe itself. You can skip the chilies entirely. If you don't have chipotles, don't use it. If you do want some spice in your bacon jam, add some chili flakes, add some fresh chilies. It doesn't matter what you use. Or skip the spice, skip the heat completely. So that's it. That's all we need to make our beef bacon jam. We're going to start off with chopping up our bacon. We're going to slice our onions up thinly, half, then slice. Crisp up the bacon in our pan, put it aside. Cook our onions low and slow, low heat, and for about 20 minutes, so you caramelize the onions and you draw out their sweetness even more. There's a theme going on here with our bacon jam. Sweet, tangy. That's what we're going for. And then we're going to add everything else. The maple syrup, the brown sugar, the coffee, the balsamic vinegar, and the bourbon if you're using. And we're going to cook it away again for 20 to 30 minutes until we are happy with the consistency of our bacon jam. Thick enough, sweet enough, not sweet enough. Taste the seasoning, add some salt and pepper if you fancy. And that's it. Cool it, put it into a sterilized jar. It will keep in your fridge for 7 to 14 days. Now, I keep my bacon jam in the fridge easily for about 7 days. I'm happy to keep it for. At 10 days, I like to start smelling it. After I wouldn't recommend keeping it for more than 2 weeks, but I do know people who do that. So I think that is completely up to you. It's a matter of preference. So that's it. Super easy recipe. With the holiday season coming up, this makes the perfect foodie gift. Shall we get our aprons on?